Boys worldwide awoke to their worst nightmare, a massive 5% drop. However, were the reasons for the drop big? And more importantly, what was revealed just hours later are much bigger. In fact, so absolutely bananas that you probably won't even believe it. Not just big, but completely ginormous. The Bitcoin price has experienced its largest dump in the last couple of weeks. However, was it warranted? Was it expected? And is it over? So if you love gains, busties, busters, and also big dumpers, hit that like, hit that subscribe. And without any further ado, let's jump into what exactly is going on here. What exactly happened? So Bitcoin did experience a teensy-weensy drop here. Currently sits right around the 21-day moving average. However, this dump earlier in the hours brought Bitcoin all the way down to still a couple $100 above 40,000. So it didn't really crack 40K at this point. Now, what exactly happened? Well, we do have this, basically it was reported as Bitcoin ETFs getting rejected. The owner of this site, Matrixport, is also an avid supporter of Bitcoin Cash, who James Van Straten here basically says, if anyone believes them, I have a bridge to sell you, basically to say they're not trustworthy whatsoever. And they broke some most likely very fake news about Bitcoin spot ETFs getting rejected. Now, this absolutely, I personally think is news that's being attached to the dump. However, because we've been talking about for weeks now, the necessity for a pullback. We've been talking about the $37,000 to $38,000 level. And so far, we've only gone down to about 40K. Could we go lower? For this to even really be an actual dump, I personally think it would have to go lower. So far, this is so insignificant. If you've been involved in the crypto space for more than 6 months, actually, no, that's not true. If you've been in the space for at least 1 to 2 years, this should be something that, who cares? This was the tiniest, teensy-weensiest little dump. And also, we're seeing that the SEC is holding meetings today with the exchanges, with NASDAQ, CBOE, and New York Stock Exchange to finalize comments on their 19B4S submitted by the Bitcoin spot ETF issuers. This is Eleanor Terrett from Fox News. So, as Eric Balcuna is one of the Bloomberg intelligence people that has really been at the forefront of these Bitcoin spot ETFs in terms of providing us information, basically said, this is not something you do if you're going to deny or delay these ETFs. Hearing similar that why when we see updated final 19.4S roll in that sign is approval imminent, as SEC has been doing back and forth with issuers offline to perfect these filings. So the SEC, we know this. If you've been following the space for the past few weeks, the SEC has been going back and forth with these filers to basically get all the nuts and bolts, get all the nitty gritty down of these Bitcoin spot ETFs. And are they doing all of this just to reject them? Eric says of Bloomberg Intelligence says no, right? He's saying that's very unlikely they would do that, which goes against the, I don't even know why anyone believed Matrixport. I've never heard of that. I don't care. I don't understand why this gained any traction anyway. Literally anyone can just post anything. And if it's sensational enough, people will start panicking and retweeting it. But Bitcoin News also tweeted this, right? Bitcoin dumps 9% on the same day that BlackRock is planning to seed, or to spend $10 million to seed their Bitcoin spot ETF, which is today, January 3rd, 2024. So is it potential manipulation? Is it potential, I think you probably know the answer. And with that, over $91 million in Bitcoin longs were liquidated in just a 15-minute period. On-Chain College provides the data showing that. Volatility in either direction is to be expected during this ETF decision saga. And also, Will Clemente highlighted that multi-billion-dollar open interest drops across the board, funding rates back to basically normal, and $3 million basis down almost 10%. Basically, it just rinsed some of this leverage, which is something we very often see. A lot of people were being basically paid to have shorts open in terms of funding, and this was reset a little bit. And all of that while Bitcoin is still above 40,000 US dollars. Guys, I've said it once, I'll say it again. For Bitcoin to even have an actual dump, we would need to come down to at least here. Okay, this is what I would consider an actual dump. So even considering we're actually down from yesterday, but let's even just take it from where we are right now, how much more we'd have to go down, about another 12%. From yesterday, it would be a total of about a 17%, 17 to 18% drop is what would be required, in my opinion, for this to be an actual pullback. Now, one thing I also want to highlight is that we got a little drawdown, right? A couple percent. This can go two ways because drawdowns and pullbacks can be extremely bullish depending on one thing. If we get a pullback and we start breaking technical levels and start really breaking down, that can be seen as bearish. But if we get a pullback and immediately bounce and then hold all of those key levels, that is ultra bullish, okay? If we get something that brings the market down and the market shows extreme strength, it's the opposite of bearish. That's a very bullish signal. So when Bitcoin has been going up for the past 3 months like it has, people start to get fearful. But then what happens is, let's say we get a little dump, we just immediately get bought back up, and then it's like it didn't even happen a day later, just like I talked about yesterday, right? When that happens, that's very bullish because it confirms kind of where we are and what you can expect price to be doing. It shows strength in the market. So overall, this is just another day in crypto, and it's not, I don't know, it's not very exciting. It's kind of boring. Also, Bitcoin dominance got rejected along its long trend line that has been its year-long trend line. It fell below it a couple days ago. Now it went up to it, and has so far gotten rejected on that trend line. So that's interesting for Bitcoin dominance. We're still holding pretty big supports here. I haven't really. There's not much. I mean, if I'm being honest here, these charts aren't even that interesting. We went down to the 50-day moving average, bounced immediately at it, and now we're back above the 21-day moving average. Potentially, we could slide below it over the next day or two, but whatever. Looking at the weekly chart for Bitcoin, I mean, we're like, I don't know, $13,000 above that big support, which as long as that holds, honestly, this doesn't matter either in terms of a healthy uptrend. Now, so with all that being said, not only is this not bearish for Bitcoin price, even if we dropped down to 37 and 38,000, that also would not be bearish. I would like to obviously see a bounce there, but as long as we get a bounce there, and as long as all the price action looks constructive and we get some strong wicks like we're already seeing anyway, then that's still bullish. So if anyone's panicking at this point, I mean, sheesh Louise, just learn the smallest amount about markets. But also, so the stock market is one thing that is interesting now, because the stock market, the SPX, for example, is testing on its 21-day moving average as well. But you can see for the past week or so, it has been more of a downtrend. We set new? No, we didn't set new all-time highs for the SPX. We got very close just a couple of about a week or so ago. But yeah, it looks as though the SPX is going to try to find some support here. Absolute lowest, maybe even dropping another 100 points over the next couple of weeks, depending. As we talked about yesterday, the DXY is having, in my opinion, a very, very dead cat bounce. Right, with these interest rate cuts coming, it will only bring this dollar absolutely to its knees. The DXY, that is. But overall, I mean, yeah, I think some silly FUD put out by. Some silly FUD was able to maybe combine with the market already needing a pullback anyway. And we just saw kind of a flush in open interest. Overall, I personally think that even if this dumpy downtrend does continue, as long as we hold above like 37 to 38,000 US dollars, depending on when we get to those levels, if we do, then this is all just healthy consolidation. Now, with that being said, I think it is important to note that why would the SEC be going back and forth with all of these filers so often, right? Last week, they were meeting with them. Over the past few weeks, they've met with them so many times. Why are they meeting for the first time ever in such frequency with these filers of Bitcoin spot ETFs if it's all just to make up another reason to deny them? As Gary Gensler was even on TV like a week or two ago, basically saying they're reconsidering the Bitcoin spot ETFs due to the court rulings. Right? So with that being said, I think a lot of people are kind of fearful that these Bitcoin spot ETFs will get rejected in the next week. And I think that uncertainty by far is the biggest single determining factor of why Bitcoin might be a little shaky in the next week. Because everyone expects that if the Bitcoin spot ETFs get rejected, the price will dump. But also a lot of people are expecting that even if the Bitcoin ETFs get approved, price will also dump, right? Almost seems counterintuitive. Meaning, like, a lot of people are expecting no matter what happens with the ETFs, we will get a dump. Usually, if most people are believing that, that's not likely what's going to be the case. So, take that for what you will. And sign up with Femix or BitGet below if you're interested in accumulating Bitcoin, altcoins, trading. Without any further ado, that's for me.